This is Claire Jordan. Hey, she screwed me over pretty good. Now, although I understand why, it doesn't detract from the fact that what she did was immoral and, well, for certainly illegal. Now, should she be given leniency because she was worried about her kids? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think anybody with a kid should get a free pass? Or do you think it should just depend on their social class? Do you think rich people should be allowed to get their kids back after beating them repeatedly? But you think the poor people who can't afford insurance for their kids, only $200 a month short, use just a little bit of help, but no, you're going to pay $1,500 a month to a foster family per kid. $1,500 a month. How many poor families are making that? Not very many. What Claire's not understanding is that literally she got fucked over every step of the way for the same reason I did. The difference is she was stupid. I wasn't. I'm just alone. Big difference. When your friends and family just want to bullshit you and lie to you, you see your way out. You do the intelligent thing and you see your way out. But that's not what you're doing. That's not what I get to do. A lot of people were involved in the situation, and a lot of people were victimized by the very same predators as I. But nobody cares about that. These asshats, fuckheads pretend like I'm some sort of schizo nut job, and then magically it's okay. Or they go the other route and pretend that I'm some sort of fucking retard. Isn't that your favorite game to play? Pretending that people with autism are retarded, people with Down syndrome are retarded, or people with cerebral palsy must be retarded. You fucking sell that shit heavy. You know, I have pretty severe panic attacks at Claire. And I do direct them at her. Yeah, I get that she's got PTSD from that shit. How the fuck do you think I feel? Meanwhile, we could have done a lot more if she'd have kept her word while she was here, kept her appointed dates. And I don't mean play dates. I don't mean boyfriend-girlfriend dates. I mean, we set up a fucking appointment for a time. And instead of her and Casey making jokes that whole fucking time and not taking it seriously, I needed him to shut the fuck up. But they were too busy wanting to hang out. Like, fuck, I'm fucking busting my ass. All fucked up, with a fucked up back, trying to do errands for them because they promised that they'll fucking help me if I do this and if I do that and if they got batteries and all sorts of, like, holy hell. Now, do I understand why she did it? Yeah. Do I think she's a dumbass for it? Depends on the day. Her kids needed to be the priority, though. Any of you who don't agree with that are fucking morons. Of course her kids need to be the priority. Just like my little sister's kid has to be a priority. Just like Dallas Richmond's kids have to be a priority. Just because my predators are a bunch of fucking fuck nuggets doesn't mean that their kids deserve harm. But you know what? Fuck all these pieces of shit. Every goddamn one of them, this county and the next. This is what happens when you don't see a homeless person as a human being, or a male as a human being, or a white as a human being. See, I used to fight for all y'all's rights, but none of you ever fought for mine. Ever. When we talk on the phone, you sound bored. Well, I don't want to hear about your Jesus then. When I'm trying to get help stopping abuse and all you want to do is talk about karma and giving it to the Jesus. Like, holy fucking hell, what goddamn world are you living in? You got two types of people sitting at a dinner table. You got an atheist on one end of the table and he's got no arms. Dinner's in front of him and he's hungry. On the other end of the table, you got yourself a Christian, able-bodied. He's got dinner right in front of him and he's hungry. So the Christian wants to give it to God. God, please feed me. Please put the food in my mouth and in my belly. And he just sits there hungry. God's going to do it for him. God's going to do it for him. Well, that man's going to starve to death. Sitting there waiting for God to do something. Go ahead, pray, motherfucker. Pray all you fucking want. It's not going to do you a goddamn bit of good. Well, y'all want to be a bunch of punk-ass motherfuckers. At least Claire is a go-getter. At least she got off her fucking ass. Did she fuck me over royally? Abso-fucking-lutely she did. All three of the times that she wanted to get involved in what was going on. When I had something else going on and she wanted to interject herself into the situation, and as a result, I didn't get heard. I just got my time wasted. It also resulted in me freaking out because I was afraid somebody did something to her. I'm glad that she's not dead. Well, I was trying to help find her because she was missing. She'd moved on to up north and then east, Portland. His nastiness is nationwide, and she has to be afraid no matter where she's at. Not to the same degree. With Miss Scudder, the day that she was going to sit down with me and let me tell her what was going on, that's when Claire decided that she was just going to show up out of nowhere after missing all of our appointments or rescheduling to something else where, it's nearly impossible to navigate. All the jumps and hoops that came out of Miss Claire. And all they did was screw her over. It was not listening to them that helped her out. It was saying, I'm not going to wait for these people. But she's able-bodied enough to do that. She collected cans to get the hell out of the state. Got herself back to Florida. Got her kids. Got home to Colorado. She said, yeah, sure, it's where people hate me, but at least they know me. The thing is, Claire isn't pulling guns on people. Amanda pulled a gun on Chris, stuck it to his head, and had him driving around. You really think I'm not going to record that? You have any idea how many crimes committed against men go unreported? Because nobody gives a fuck. But did Claire truly screw us over? Not by a long shot. She's also got a chance of being heard. She hasn't been railroaded the way that I have. I mean, it gets a lot worse. She needs to be kept safe from law enforcement in Colorado. She's an artist, if any of y'all like art. I have speech problems because I keep getting talked over and I have to spill 6 years, 7 years worth of hell into 45-minute chunks. Let's play some of this stuff from Claire. Yes, she treated me in a way that she doesn't want others to treat her. Now, you guys might say, oh, well, now you're just simping. You must have a crush on her. It must be because she won't touch your parts. No. I'm willing to give my life for her kids, same as I'm willing to give my life for yours, and I don't even know you people. Be that in prison, a nursing home, or in the ground, I don't care, long as my evidence gets seen. That's what I need her help with. That's Claire. Is she unsafe? Yes, absolutely. She's in Larimer County. If the cops fuck with her, they'll send her to mental health. Mental health will send her to Johnstown. You know what Johnstown is, right? Johnstown Behavioral Health. Larimer County. Oh, it takes me to Tillamook Behavioral Health. Fuck that. Johnstown Heights Behavioral Health. Mental health services in Johnstown, Colorado. Now, where's this place at? 4770 Larimer Parkway, Johnstown, Colorado. You know what facility this is? I'm going to show it to you. It's literally Clearview Behavioral Health. They just renamed it. That is literally Clearview Behavioral Health. Let's see. April 7th, 2023. That's this year. Denver 7. Holy shit, they're in the news again. 2 state agencies are investigating accusations made against Johnstown Heights Behavioral Health in previous news reports. Former nurses speak out against Johnstown Heights behavioral people. All right? You tell me that she's not in danger. I was in this facility when it was called Clearview Behavioral Health. Let's look this up. Clearview Behavioral Health, Johnstown, Colorado. Says permanently closed. Oh, come on. Zoom in. Permanently closed. 4770 Larimer Parkway, Johnstown, Colorado. Exactly the same building. Denver 7 News, September 28th, 2020. That's only 3 years ago. Only 3 years ago. Colorado shuts down Clearview Behavioral Health Monday. After Clearview Behavioral Health shut down, its successor has, of course, done the same thing. But I'm not heard. I told you about these places, but you don't hear me. Clearview Behavioral Health accused of racketeering in lawsuit. A Denver-based attorney has filed a lawsuit against the parent company of the Clearview Behavioral Health Center in Johnstown. Y'all didn't want to fucking hear me. See, this is January 20th, 2020. But you don't want to hear me. State closes Colorado Behavioral Health Hospital amid violations. Violations I told you about. The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment closed the Clearview Behavioral Health Center in Johnstown on Monday. I fucking told you. Now let's take a look at some images. Told you. Same building. Same building. See, they just changed the symbol. See, I thought it was an autism treatment place because when it was Clearview, they had a little puzzle thing on there. But no, it's not. It's a place set up for harming innocent people. And they killed a man, Tibor Ate. Dana Jepson, one of the teachers from Nebraska that I used to work with, cutting trees. What'd he get busted doing? Typing inappropriate things to underage boys. His daughter was in Clearview. Traumatic place for her, too. What does Claire have to look forward to in the state of Colorado or anywhere else in the United States? Because this, like I said, and like I've pointed out, and like I've shown for years, this is nationwide. It's nationwide. These cowards don't give a fuck about any of us. Either we stick together or we deserve to get the shaft. Why do I fight so hard for others? Because I need somebody to fight for me. Why do I fight for the rights of other people's children? Because there's children in my family that I have to be afraid for. Unfortunately, I know the statistics, and I know that the people they have to be afraid of the most are their parents. Out of everyone in my niece's life, nieces' lives, because I have more than one, Trinity and Destiny. Who's the most likely person to kill them? Their mother. Literally. The second most likely person to kill them is their father. 80% of the time of child molestation cases, it's one or the other parent. Only 1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000 are committed by a stranger. 1 in 1,000. It's always somebody like Brenda Griffith of Alliance, Nebraska. Yeah, she's on the Nebraska sex offender registry now. I knew the boy she had sex with. Matter of fact, I was hanging out with her the night before she got busted. In Chapel, Nebraska. I was in 5 of Denver Post's 8 worst ranked counties in Colorado. Most corrupt counties, that's what it was. Cops did anything that they could to prevent me from getting to a safe place. What they said to me versus what they told my friends and told myself was entirely wrong. Like Chris says, Chris Stafford, he says cops are bad. You know what's worse than a bad cop? A bad friend. Claire definitely has to be afraid. Also, she's out of here. What do people usually do when they get out of hell? Promise themselves they're never going back. Standing up to the cops doesn't do anything. That's what they all say. Every one of them having to do it themselves and complaining. You know what? I tried. These people didn't care. This is Tony Kovaleski. He's a punk. A punk. His entire station is. See, just like the rest of America, these assholes are heavily invested. They're heavily invested in painting the homeless as horrible monsters, not caring about us as human beings. Tony Kovaleski also did something on Officer Waylon Law. By the way, he's still in Colorado. Boulder Weekly, Brute Force Boulder Weekly, January 20th, 2022. It's the end of a long chapter in Lawrence's life that started in April 2019 when Boulder police officer, that's right, April of 2019. When was I assaulted by this asshole? January of 2018. January of 2018. And who was in contact with Sammy Leon Lawrence IV? Me. Was Sammy Leon Lawrence IV at all accepting of me? No, he wasn't. He was a self-righteous fucking prick. September 11th, 2020, Waylon Lolatai opted to transition out of city employment, according to a press release from the city of Boulder on Thursday. Transition out of employment. He assaulted 7 fucking people. 8 people, sorry. He started his violent career elsewhere. Denver, where they let him transition out of city employment, just like Scott DaCosta allowed over 20 deputies to transition out of city employment after they committed felonies against me. Waylon Lolatai, football, University of Hawaii at Manoa Athletics. City of Boulder paying $95,000 to settle lawsuit against officer. Sammy Lawrence accused Officer Waylon Lolatai of unlawfully arresting him at Mapleton Ballfields in 2019. Boulder PD Officer Waylon Lolatai safe access for everyone. Boulder PD Officer Waylon Lolatai posted and then deleted this Instagram post talking about Antifa Klans members. Waylon Lolatai, 2013 football. Boulder to settle lawsuit by black man arrested while filming police. That's about Boulder's FBI partnership reemerge, but officials defend. Boulder finalized its agreement with the FBI in August. Under the agreement, one Boulder police officer worked 16 hours per week with the JTTF. I don't know what the hell that is. Press release, Boulder officer involved in past misconduct under, this is 2023, yes. Since the release of a video in which 8 Boulder police officers allegedly detained a young man who was picking up trash in his yard. That's right, Officer Waylon Lolatai was the one with the shotgun, like I fucking told you. Let's see. Press release, Boulder officer involved in past misconduct under Denver Sheriff. How long ago did I tell you this? Boulder civil rights activists call for systemic change. But they don't give a shit about me, do they? Meanwhile, I got a fucking whole goddamn car full of fucking evidence, you dumb shits! Boulder officer under scrutiny. Problem solvers reveal past resignation with Denver Sheriff. Since the release of a video in which 8 Boulder officers allegedly detained a young man who was picking up trash in his yard, the city of Boulder, Colorado, has been under scrutiny for failure to investigate patterns of police misconduct. Increased pressure from the community, including a 650-person protest, led to an independent review of the incident. Nearly a month later, and listen to this. They never tried to do that with me, did they? No, they didn't, because nobody gave a fuck. I was painted as a monster. These idiots were painted as heroes because they live in fucking houses, you fucking cunts. All right. For failure to investigate patterns of police misconduct, increased pressure from the community, including a 650-person protest, led to an independent review of the incident. Nearly a month later, Boulder City Council has requested a second independent review to investigate the recent arrests of Michelle Rodriguez and Sammy Lawrence, who was arrested while filming. That's right, motherfuckers. Filming. You say, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It fucking does matter. You fucking stupid shits. All you have to do is fucking listen. Take a fucking look. Be a real goddamn friend. But no, you couldn't do that, could you? And look how many people these goddamn assholes hurt. And the only ones you care about are the 2 black guys in houses. You fucking racist shits! You prejudiced fucks! Let's see. While filming the police by Officer Waylon Lolatai, NAACP, Boulder County branch, and local civil rights activists have obtained video and disciplinary papers documenting Officer Lolatai's history of severe misconduct towards civilians during his tenure as a Denver deputy. At a public hearing in relationship to Mr. Lawrence's arrest, Boulder City Attorney Tom Carr stated he does not believe the officer Lolatai did anything wrong in this situation, and said, "My experience with this department is that when they find something wrong, they jump all over it." Bullshit! They fucking cover it up! You goddamn cunts! It's the same thing nationwide, you fucking pricks. Why wasn't anybody put in prison over Clearview? Because they cover for bad cops. Cop says mentally ill. They take him and stamp him, motherfuckers. Tag him and bag him. Ship him out of jurisdiction. Have them injected with mind-altering drugs, like Haldol and Ativan. That'll make a person temporarily schizophrenic in many cases, or at least mimic the behaviors. It's bad enough that you can do this to an autistic person just by talking over them like they're a fucking animal. You fucking twats. It says the hiring and retention of at least this one officer, who is now a key witness in 2 Boulder cases of excessive force, provides an opportunity for Mr. Carr's words to be put into action. That's right, he's protecting his own. Fuck you, Boulder. Maybe you should look up Teresa Massilia. However, it is not enough to paint a finger at a single officer or ask for a city leader to resign, take blame, or apologize when all parties are responsible. You pieces of shit! As residents of the city of Boulder, we see these events as a constellation in a polluted sky. And for this reason, we believe the most ethical way forward is for the community members to lead and conduct the following. Assess the extent to which the city attorney, chief of police, city manager, deputy city manager, and city staff are aware of the past records of abuse of officers, and determine if they have acted in a manner which prioritizes the safety of all members of our community. No! You never care about the safety of the homeless and disabled, especially if they're men. Let's continue reading this article. This is where Claire's at. She wanted to talk about Boulder, Colorado, and Larimer. I was in both of those counties, abused like a motherfucker. Shipped from one to the other so that I couldn't turn them in because of jurisdiction. That's right. You try to turn in fucking predators, they send you to another jurisdiction. You fucking cunts! It says, review previous employment records of all Boulder police officers hired in the last 10 years and make public any past record of concern. How about current records of fucking concern? It says, create a more transparent process for hiring and termination of heads of city departments. How about transparency when it comes to disabled and homeless people? Instead of fucking propaganda. It says, make body camera footage publicly available immediately after an officer-involved incident, regardless of investigation status. You let them hurt me, and you are continuing to do so, knowing this is ongoing. The same exact officer, like I told you. Does Claire have every right to be afraid for her kids? Yes, she does. How about my little sister? Yes, she does. Afraid of me? Fuck no, they gotta be afraid of the cops, you pieces of shit. Here in Tillamook and in Colorado. But you don't want to listen to Sean David Schwartz. You want to pretend I'm a fucking fruitcake. Jesus goddamn Christ. Where's your fucking religion now? Fucking lazy bitches. Why doesn't Claire get that treatment from me? Oh, I say that shit. The only way to put a stop to it is to work together. 650 people protesting was able to get something done. Sort of. It's not just the hiring practices. It's the practice of taking disabled and at-risk adults and shipping them out of jurisdiction after being abused by police. Calling them mentally ill and having them injected with drugs. You're all going to hell. Talking about your Jesus. Do you really think your Jesus fucking wants you after what you've done? Are you fucking kidding me? There's a reason I don't believe any of you Christians. Christians, I should say. So that one of you might not get offended. I keep waiting on a Christian to be as gung-ho about human beings as he is about his imaginary fucking friend. And you know what? Yeah, it ain't happening. I don't have the resources to take care of myself, let alone do any of the things that I have to do to turn in my predators. And none of it makes a goddamn bit of difference without a friend or family member who's not a fucking coward. Where am I going to find one of them? Do they sell one of those at Center Market? When it comes to Claire, I got her words and it's a start. But she needs to call in with me to turn this shit in. I don't mean her and I both turn it in, her stuff with mine. We'll make 2 separate calls, one of them to turn her shit in and one to turn in mine. Any of the rest of y'all who want to get your fucking noses involved, by God, do it. My predators fought hard to get you guys not to listen to me. I'm not doing that. I want you to listen to my predators. I want them to fucking hang themselves with their words. Most of them have already done so. Perhaps being a friend should have been more important than your drug sales. Perhaps being honest should have been the first thing on your plate. Perhaps when I said right away, you should have tried understanding the English language instead of pretending that I must be retarded. And I gotta tell you, folks, I fight for a lot of people who are not me. These mental health workers can't just be dumping me off with the cops and leaving. I will be bullied by the police. All of my money has gone down the tubes. I literally can't pay to take care of myself for a month. I gotta go pay some fines for being a fucking homeless person. The black codes that you guys want to talk about how horrible they are. You know what? The majority of the people that the black codes are used against today are homeless people. The majority of them white, the majority of them male. Don't throw the black codes in my face, motherfucker. I'm not your bitch. Claire busted her ass. She got to Florida and she got her kids. I busted my ass. I got a bunch of punk-ass bitches throwing religion in my face. Or playing pocketbook lawyer and then saying, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer. You're a fucking witness, bitch. That's what I give a fuck about. See, here's the thing that it would be nice if Claire understood. It's not just her kids. What about my nieces? Don't they matter? Aren't they human beings? How long are you going to procrastinate on that? Am I going to let people hurt Claire and her kids? Oh, fuck no. There's a lot of people that are mad at me, but you know what? If I have to, I'll go down there and protect her myself. Now, I already told you. There has never been a time when I have not had access to firearms other than when I was locked up. There has never been a point in time that I couldn't get someone to put a firearm in my hands if I needed one. Why is it that I don't go running around shooting people? Because I'm not a fucking cop. I'm a good guy. There is no cop that can say that. Not one. Not a single cop in this fucking country. I've looked. People tell me about these good cops that they know. And then they tell me a story of a cop, something that's immoral, illegal, and, well, in the case of Chris Stafford, put his life at risk. Having a 17-year-old who is trashed off his ass wobble home. Yeah, that's not a good cop. None of these cops are good cops. I told you about Waylon Lolatai, about how he was the one. Of those 8 officers, he was the one with the shotgun. But you don't want to fucking hear about that corruption, do you? About how those pieces of shit, when they were supposed to take me someplace safe to make a fucking police report, to do what it is, the detectives Hyatt and Jai Rogers of Adams County. These were the detectives in Natalie's case. I went where they wanted me to, and I took a lot of abuse for it. While you wanted to yell at me to go to the homeless shelter. Bitch, I lived in Boulder for 7 years as a homeless liaison. I didn't need a fucking homeless shelter. I needed a safe place to organize my fucking evidence and get it fucking turned in. Be able to show it to the fucking media. Be able to show it to anybody who would fucking look. But no. No, you couldn't allow that. Selfish pieces of shit. Now, what's going to happen to Claire there in Colorado? They're going to continue to tell her to do things that are against her best interest and her kids' best interest, in the interest of getting her to do something they can utilize to take her kids. Meanwhile, I'm a lot more likely to be victimized on the street. There is only one category where women are victimized more than one, and that more than men, and that's rape. And it's by a very small margin. Matter of fact, if we take all the things that women are considering rape these days, I know more female rapists than male ones by a lot. How many female teachers have been busted already this year having sex with students? How many police officers that I told you by name committed these crimes against me? And showed evidence on this very channel of those crimes, of their actual signatures, of the fact that I tried to turn it in, and I have literally thousands more pieces of paper. Meanwhile, look at the people that I was supposed to go to for help and how fucking useless they were, and still are. Am I against the things that Claire did? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I'm also rooting for her. She did those things out of necessity. Those kids are more important than I am. She knows it and I fucking know it. But what she needs to understand is it's not just her kids to me. It's also my sister's kid. My little brother's kid. God damn, he should be in prison. It's also Amanda DeMett's kids. And all of these people are afraid for their kids too. Too afraid to stand up to Scott DaCosta. Too afraid to stand up to Leslie Snell, Carl Snell, Clint Snell. Too afraid. I also got to worry about Dallas's kids. I got to worry about Amy Witcher's kids. By the way, I'm related to them. And Amy Kalina Kingery, a.k.a. Amy Spencer's kids. All these people have a history of child abuse. Guess who fucking doesn't? Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Sean David Schwartz, this guy right here. No history of fucking child abuse. No history of rape. No history of assaulting minors. No history of sexual assault at all against minors or adults, male or female. But you guys are some fucking cowardly goddamn pieces of shit. I tell you what. Claire, on the other hand, she's even more manly than Desiree. Claire is being a real mom, where Desiree forfeited her kids because she couldn't stay off the drugs and alcohol. Just like Christine Buhit. Between her drugs and her kid, she chose her drugs. Fuck yes, I'm on Claire's side. It's too bad she's not on mine.